Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day, thanks in a large part to our pals at the VFS School of Game Design. Thank you so much, Vancouver Film School. Now, today's rundown is dedicated to the country of Canada. It's Canada Day tomorrow, and we just wanted to say, you rock, eh? This rundown is all yours, Canada. Nintendo is taking their first big step into a wild new world today. The first DLC expansion for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is available today on the Switch and Wii U. Known as Master Trials, the DLC gives players a challenging new quest called Trial of the Sword, where Link will need to take on new enemies and navigate a large maze without the aid of the weapons and armor you've acquired up to that point. If that's not challenging enough, the DLC also adds a new hard difficulty mode, which makes all the enemies much more formidable. New armor and masks inspired by previous Zelda games are also included in the DLC, as well as new items like the Travel Medallion, which allows you to teleport to specific places like in Ocarina of Time or Link to the Past. The Master Trials add-on isn't just the first DLC for Breath of the Wild, it's the first time Nintendo has ever done a big downloadable expansion like this ever. So we're very curious to see how it compares to DLC expansions for other big games. Nintendo has indicated that they plan to continue releasing DLC expansions for future titles when suitable, and this follows other new ventures for the company like their late embrace of mobile gaming that just began last year. Nintendo is notorious for doing things their own way, so it sometimes takes them too long to embrace new gaming trends. Master Trials is available now through the eShop, and it's only the first of two expansions included in the Breath of the Wild Season Pass. The second and much bigger expansion is called the Champion's Ballad. It will give players a new story campaign and dungeon revolving around the game's four champion sidekicks, Mipha, Urbosa, Daruk, and Revali. And all four of them will be getting their own amiibo figures coinciding with the DLC. All that arrives this holiday season. You'll be able to get new stuff in Star Wars Battlefront 2 using money, and we're not talking about Republic credits. The new shooter will have in-game microtransactions with players able to buy new stuff by using real-life money. Here's how it works. Players will get new items, weapons, and gear through randomized loot boxes similar to other games like Overwatch, and the way you get those loot boxes is by spending in-game credits. Those credits can be earned by playing the game the old-fashioned way, and developer DICE has now confirmed that you'll also be able to buy the same credits using real-life money. This means players could potentially keep spending money to open up more and more loot boxes, and therefore get more and more gear, which could give them an unfair advantage over other players. EA points out that the same items will be available to everyone, regardless if they're getting their loot boxes by spending money or not, so hopefully this doesn't cause any problems. In-game microtransactions are still very controversial. Many players hate them, saying that they make games pay to win, but more developers and publishers have started using them as games become bigger and more expensive to make. The good news is that EA and DICE won't be charging any money for new maps, characters, and other DLC for Battlefront 2, which seems like a nice trade-off. The game hits our galaxy this November. And you won't have to spend very much money to relive one of the best PC games in history. Blizzard Entertainment has announced that the new StarCraft Remastered will hit Earth on August 14th. They've also revealed that it will cost just $15 US, which seems like a very reasonable price given all the work they put into it. The dev team had to redo all the artwork and assets from scratch in order to make them look good in 4K, and they also remade all the cutscenes. As for the gameplay, Blizzard says they've left that alone, so the remastered version will feel the same as the original. They have added a few new gameplay features like online matchmaking and social integration through Blizzard's Battle.net online service, and there will also be cloud save support for the first time. StarCraft was first released in 1998 and is easily one of the best PC games of all time, and served as an inspiration for pretty much every real-time strategy game that's been made ever since. Blizzard has hinted that they're interested in creating remastered versions of other classic games like Warcraft and Diablo, so don't be surprised if those surface in the next few years.
Fresh meat.
It turns out if you make a good movie, people will want to see it. Go figure. The new Wonder Woman movie has whipped up $330.5 million at the domestic box office, beating the total domestic haul of last year's Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. That's an impressive feat given that Wonder Woman isn't as big a superhero as Batman or Superman, at least until now, and speaks to how important positive word of mouth is to a film's long-term financial prospects. When Batman vs. Superman came out, it made a lot of money at first, but as word spread that it wasn't a very good film, its numbers took a nosedive, and it ended up earning a lot less money than it would have if it had been a better movie. Wonder Woman is much more popular with critics and audiences, and its theatrical run isn't over yet by a long shot, so expect to see the numbers get even better. Director Patty Jenkins recently confirmed that she'll be back to helm the sequel, so expect to see that in the next few years. The success of Wonder Woman also signals that the DC Cinematic Universe is finally on the right track, but we'll get to find out for sure when Justice League lands in theaters this November.
Shall we?
Well, here's some good news. Netflix is going to give their sci-fi drama Sense8 a proper send-off after all. The streaming giant has announced that they're producing a 2-hour finale that will bring the show to a fitting conclusion.
Bring it, bitch.
This is a big win for fans. When Netflix announced that they were canceling the show last month, many were obviously disappointed given that the second season ended on a cliffhanger that would have never been resolved. Now fans will get to see it resolved as well as all the other loose ends. In a statement, the show's co-creator Lana Wachowski says that the decision to make the new 2-hour special was a direct result of fans demanding it on social media, and adds that Netflix is pleased to do it because despite the cancellation, they're big fans of the show as well. She says that Netflix pulled the plug because they just couldn't make the numbers work. Sense8 is a big show with a large ensemble cast and required many different locations in different countries across the globe, which obviously costs a lot of money. The 2-hour finale will be available to stream sometime next year.
Bitch, come on!
As for what will happen after that, Lana Wachowski hints that the show may live on, ending her statement by saying that if this experience has taught her anything, you never know. The Call of Duty franchise isn't quite finished messing around with outer space. The third DLC add-on for last year's Call of Duty Infinite Warfare has been unveiled. It's called Absolution, and like pretty much every other Call of Duty DLC, it will give players 4 maps. Along with the 4 maps, the DLC will also give players a third chapter in the game's Zombies campaign called Attack of the Radioactive Thing, inspired by 1950s creature features. The Zombies campaign, and the rest of the franchise for that matter, has been getting more and more outlandish in recent years, which is why Activision has decided to change course and take things back down to earth for the next game, Call of Duty World War II. That arrives this November, but before that, the Absolution DLC will hit Infinite Warfare on July 6th. Like before, it will be a timed exclusive on the PS4, so Xbox One and PC gamers will have to wait. This is only the third of 4 add-ons included in the game's Season Pass, so Activision will deploy the 4th and final one in the coming months. That's it for our rundown. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more about game design, visit our pals at VFS.edu. We'll be back again on Tuesday with a brand new episode for you. We're taking Monday off in honor of Canada Day. Happy Canada Day, everyone. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week.